So hello guys, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, your girl Barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. Oh yes, I'm fully roped today. Although I'm not in active practice of litigation is that branch of law that takes you to the court and says, yes my lord, yes my lord. Sometimes I really do miss being fully roped. So in today's video, especially for the fact that today's episode is one of our Legally Speaking series, I decided to bring myself to you in my full glory, fully robed as the barrister that I am. And in our Legally Speaking series, we do not just speak about public opinion, sentiments, and morals. We crown it up by telling you what the law has to say about social issues and trending topics. And in today's video, we're going to be discussing, and I'm going to be telling you who legally has a right of custody of children when a divorce happens. And in this case, who has the rights between Justin and Cora OBIDI to the custody of their two little children. So subscribe, share, give this video a thumbs up, drop your comments, and sit back for it's time to dive in. It is no news that what used to be the beautiful marriage of Nigerian dancer Cora OBIDI and a handsome beau, Justin, has finally hit the rocks. There has been highs and lows and a roller coaster of social media posts and emotions spilling all over the place on the parts of the both parties. We stayed hopeful and believed that Justin and Cora, whose marriage used to be a social media sensation, will finally put their differences aside and reconcile. Unfortunately, with every passing day and post, that possibility seems more and more unlikely. What is not news also is the fact that Cora has moved out of her matrimonial home, a home that she used to share with Justin, her husband and father of her children. Let us watch this briefly.
And today is move day. We're moving, and I'm gonna be packing up a lot of my stuff. We found a place. It was very fast. It was very impromptu too, but we eventually did, and we're moving today, and it's a move day. So join me as I get prepared and get ready. This lash set is by the amazing Steady Your Face Just For Me. I wanna take a picture so it could last longer for me.
Now, some people have faulted the seeming excitement that she displayed while moving out of her home, and they wonder whether she's in fact happy that her marriage has come to an end. They believe that if she placed any value on her marriage, moving out of her husband's house is not supposed to be such an exciting incident that should warrant all the cheering and posing for the camera and filming on social media. It's supposed to be a sad and teary event. While some others hold that even if she was in sackcloth, sprayed in ashes and rolling on the floor in tears, people will still call it emotional blackmail and pass her off as a drama queen. Do let me know what you think about this. Let's go on. Divorce and the process of getting one is a very, very painful experience. And it's almost one that only somebody who has passed through that experience can effectively describe the pain that comes from a divorce, even if you were married to an abuser. It is hardly an easy process. The feeling of having failed at something, the fear of starting all over again, the numerous and incessant court cases and adjournments, the stress of moving out and readjusting to a whole new life, the embarrassment and the pain of changing your name back to your maiden name for women, and how can I forget the many questions that people ask and all the answers that they assume. And to make it worse, the stigma that some societies unfortunately put on divorced people. It is not an easy route to ply. But in all of this pain, shame and guilt, nothing is compared to the pain of a divorce that happens when children, young children, infants are involved, just as it is with Cora and Justin. Justin and Cora have two beautiful, amazing girls. The older one is just about 3 years old and the younger one was just born. She's a few weeks old. This divorce only got announced recently, but the battle for custody of these children have already begun. Let us hear Cora's husband, Justin, just briefly.
Why I divorced Cora? What made me post what I posted? What made me emotionally lose control? And there's only one thing that can make me do that, and that's my kids. And nothing else. So, many of you know, well, I divorced Cora because we got into an argument. And Cora says things to hurt me sometimes. And she repeatedly told me that she regretted June ever being born. Today I had to work because we haven't found a nanny yet. And I asked her to watch the kids for a little bit. And she agreed. And I said, I will be taking the kids back to my house. And when I got there, her friends handed me a pile of papers. She falsely filed. So I can't see my kids for, it looks like a month because she's trying to hurt me. I love my kids. They're my life. And men don't cry, but I am. Just for my kids. So now, with this, I was going to split custody with Cora, and now I'm taking full custody. I'm going to fight her.
Roller coaster of emotions, I will repeat. Now we have Cora on this hand crying, wanting to be there for her kids. And we have Justin on the other hand swearing that he cannot live without his kids. We have a couple, both of which are very interested in having custody of their children. Both of them in love with their children. Both of them wanting custody of the children. Then the big question that poses itself is, legally, who has a right to custody of these children? Is it Justin or is it Cora? Is it the man or is it the woman? Who has custody in the event that a marriage breaks? Now, many people have taken sides. As always, when you bring private issues or family matters to social media, you should expect different reactions. Some popular, some weird, and some outrightly crazy. Some people hold the opinion that Justin is in a better position to manage the kids, that he's a medical practitioner, he's a more responsible member of the society, and besides, according to them, it's not his fault that the marriage crashed. These set of people that believe that Justin should have custody of these little girls hold that Cora does not have any moral justification or does not have any morality left in her reservoir to raise daughters. Oh, look at her twerking and shaking her butt naked on the internet. What kind of a mother is she going to make? What kind of morals and discipline is she going to instill on those girls? They deserve to be with their father, to have a proper upbringing. So they say. Now, the other set of people who are on Cora's side hold that these girls are very little. They're very tender, very impressionable, and they need their mother. As a matter of fact, one of the babies is only a few weeks old and is probably breastfeeding. Why would you want to snatch a newborn baby from her mother's breasts? What good can a father possibly be in the life of two little girls? Girls need their mothers. These are the two different schools of thought. So you may ask, what is the law's school of thought? Now, the law in Nigeria that guides and regulates marriage, divorce, inheritance, custody of children, and all of that is called the Matrimonial Causes Act. And in section 71, subsection 1 of that act, the answer lies therein. Let's read. In proceedings with respect to the custody, guardianship, welfare, advancement or education of children in a marriage, the court shall have regard the interests of those children as the paramount consideration. What did the law say? The law says that the interest of the children would be the paramount consideration. Not who cries the most on social media, not who did the wrong, not who was wronged, but the interests of the children. Hence, the principle guiding the award of custodianship of children of a failed marriage is purely consideration for the welfare and interest of the children. Simple. It is not punishment for the guilty party. So if a man has cheated on his wife and as a result of that infidelity, a divorce happened, the court will not award the woman the children solely because of she is the wronged party. It is not a punishment for guilt or crime. It is not a trophy to be won. Now, what do the courts take into consideration before arriving at what will be regarded as the interest of the children? The first is age. Now, from my experience as a legal practitioner, the younger a child is, especially children in very tender years, newborn babies, breastfeeding babies, little children, the court more often gives custody of those children to their mothers, because at that age, the court believes that they're still in their very formative years and needs the nurturing of their mother. The second is gender. Many times, custody of female children usually goes to their mother. And do I have to explain why? Thirdly, the court considers personal preferences. So in some cases that I have seen and witnessed, the judge could call on the child, beckon on the child to approach the bar and ask the child which of their parents they would rather stay with. And if the court finds that this child is more taken, more drawn to a particular parent, the court may award that parent custody of the child, because it's the child's interest, comfort, and happiness that is paramount in deciding custodianship. Another thing that is put into consideration in arriving at what is the child's best interest is the financial capabilities of both parties. Now, I'm not saying that the richer person must win, but if it is proven that a person, a contender in this custodian battle, is incapable of caring for the child, the court may give the child to the party that is in the best position to care for him or her. But in this case of financial stability, there's something called maintenance and enforcement of maintenance. So even if a party is not financially capable of catering to the children's financial welfare or financial well-being, and the other party is, the court can mandate the other party to pay some money to the party who won custodianship for the upkeep of the children. So that happens a lot. Ask Black China. Another is the moral welfare of that child. The moral welfare of that child is very important. So if one of the parents are maybe druggies, drug addicts, wild prostitutes, belong to gangs, and all of that stuff, the courts may hold that such a person will be incapable of raising that child to a good moral, social standard. So on this point, I would like you guys to tell me, what do you think about Cora and her lifestyle? Do you think that she's capable morally to raise her daughters? And lastly, the need to keep the children together. The court will less likely give custodianship of one child to the mother and give to the second child to the father. The aim is not to separate the children. The court will less likely separate the children. Remember, custodianship is not about the parents. It's not about, oh, hold one, make I hold one, at least we no lose. No. The consideration is for the children. So the courts would less likely separate two children just because you're trying to satisfy the parents in the custodian battle. In some cases, full custodianship is given to one parent, mostly in cases where the other parent is deemed very irresponsible and incapable of handling that child. That is the case of the drug dealers and people that are into crime and those kind of lifestyle. The court will most likely give full custodianship to one parent. But if the both parents are proven to be responsible parents, the courts will more definitely give joint custodianship, shared custodianship to both parents. So we have a situation where the children will stay in daddy's house during the weekdays, and over the weekends they stay in mommy's house. That is joint custodianship. So in earnest, what I just said now points to one fact, that custodianship of children are solely determined by the courts. It is fully on the discretion of the judge hearing that case. So it has to do with your arguing powers, your arguing points, and how good your lawyer is. Trust me. Now, this law that I just discussed and explained is the Nigerian law, which was lifted from the UK, our colonial masters. It is a lifted law from the United Kingdom's law. applicable in Nigeria. But Cora and Justin live in the United States, not in Nigeria and not in the United Kingdom. So I'll throw it to you for those residents in the United States. Is the law in the United States different from this? Let us know in the comment section. So in conclusion of this video, before I leave, I must reiterate that children should not be used as a tool or a weapon for vengeance or retribution. If you feel your spouse or your ex-wife or husband has hurt you, using your children together as a tool for payback to get back at that person does not only hurt your ex-partner, it damages the children. So ask yourself, what's more important? What's paramount? Your thirst for revenge or the mental stability and balance of your children? So thank you so much guys for watching. I really enjoyed shooting this video fully robed. Maybe once in a while when we have our Legally Speaking series, I just might appear in my wig and gown. Do let me know what you think in the comment section. I want to hear your thoughts in the comments. Do you think that Justin is in a better position to raise his children right and he should have custody? Or do you think that Cora, the mother, is the best option for the children? Or do you also think that joint custody should be held by both parents, as the children need both mom and dad in their life? Thank you so much guys for watching. It's me, your girl Barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye.